Okay, we're going to continue our Chapter 14 examples with Exercise 8, looking at what happens with allocations, but then admitting a new partner. So if you look at the problem, the original agreement is what we have at the top, and there were salaries of $30,000, $30,000, and $40,000, and they also had a bonus. So you see the calculation down here that I've already added in, same formula that we used in Chapter 13. So the bonus goes to A, and we've allocated then 112,000. There's 132,000 in income, so the remaining 20,000 is going to be allocated again based on their profit and loss sharing percentages. So A gets a total of 52,000, 34,000 for B, and 46,000 for C. Now they're considering admitting a new partner because of economics and timing and needs of the partnership. So they're looking at Dawson, and Dawson has a different suggestion. Under the agreement with Dawson, the initial salaries would stay the same, but then Dawson would also get a salary of 30,000. And we're right now working for B, so this is where it changes a little bit, because a good example of what you experience in real life. As a consultant for client B, B wants to make at least 10,000 more than the existing agreement. So you'll see that under our original agreement he made 34, so we would need 14,000 here to make him at the goal of 10,000 more. Well, that then drives the additional profits that we need. It means that we'd need 140,000. Since he's a 10% partner now, it means that there would be a total of 140,000 in additional profits that would be allocated again based on profit and loss sharing percentages. So A and C would get 42,000, and D would also get the 42,000 because they're all 30% partners. Then the last piece of this particular scenario is the allocation of a bonus potentially to Dawson. So if we look at it, the cumulative total income at this point is 270. Dawson is entitled to a $20,000 bonus under the new partnership agreements, and that becomes the total allocation. So in consulting with B, does it make sense that they can potentially go from 132 to 290,000 in profit? Maybe, but they have to consider carefully the scenario here and if it makes sense. Is Dawson going to bring in that much additional business? So that's one way of comparing. Now the second part of the question then said, given the net assets of the original partnership, what's the suggested price that Dawson would pay? And this is similar to what you're going to do in your homework. The existing partnership, the amounts are given in the book as fair value of 530 for the assets, less 474 for the liabilities. So the 56,000 is the fair value of our net assets or equity, because net assets and equity are the same thing. We can determine the value of the new partnership, because if the 56,000 without Dawson represents 70%, the A, B, and C here under the new version, then the total value should be 80,000. And the difference between what we have right now and what the value is going to be would mean that Dawson would pay 24,000. So hopefully that illustrates some of the concepts from this chapter.